Hey, welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday with us. We appreciate it. And hi, I'm G. And how are you doing, Mr. C?
I'm feeling pretty good today. My friend, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm all right. It's a hot day in Northern California, or it's hot all across California. So that kind of sucks. I don't have air conditioning in my place, which makes it even harder. Um, what can you do? What can you do?
Man, talk about some lost in translation kind of a stuff.
Yeah. So in the chat, another week, another FBC live stream. Let's go. Oh, but could not make it to the live stream. Wait a minute. No, wait. Let's go. I'm all confused. And we appreciate you, G. And see, that's
Wait, so Chai Star G
I
just
have
said
no
he
idea
couldn't
what's
make it
going
to
on.
the live stream.
That's
I
right.
don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going.
Oh my goodness! What? Oh, gee.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh my
oh.
God! What? I'm not Chai Star G. I'm Bizarro. I'm Bizarro Fanboy G.
It's like
What?
I'm looking in the mirror.
I know it's crazy. I actually had to like draw. I had to make that.
Oh man.
Oh, welcome to the Fanboy channel. I'm Bizarro Fanboy G. Another great weekend here on the channel. Tremendous. It's going to be wonderful. Let's talk about stuff I haven't watched because I am wearing a Fanboy Cantina shirt.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. I am
put it back to Chris. Sure, just put it back to me while I'm crying laughing.
I am all discombobulated. Oh,
You also got man.
Man, yo, and oh my,
Mandarin wants to know.
yes, I don't know what I don't know either, Miss.
I don't know either. All right.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Yes. All right. Yes, I'm. Me too, Junkyard. Yes, it's the Phantom Fanboy Zone. Oh my goodness.
I'm afraid to touch it because it's gonna wipe off. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know either, Mandarin. It's like the hurt.
I am the real Fanboy G.
No, I am the real.
No, I am.
No, listen to me.
Which way are you leaning? Oh,
I don't know. Let's do it that way. Oh man. Yeah. Oh lordy. This is the old school. Yes, meets the Muppets.
Campbell, true words were never spoken. Mandarin, I agree. OMG, I can only share your question, Mandarin. OMG, what is going on here?
Oh, I feel like we're off the rails already. Yes. Well, yeah, it's something. I don't know if it's lit, but it's something.
Dude, if Mandarin says it's lit, I'm not trying to argue with Mandarin.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. C, what the heck are we talking about today?
She-Hulk episode 3, and then some other business beyond that, but we're opening out of the gate. She-Hulk episode 3.
All right. So let's dive into it. Oh my goodness. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna drop that banner. Right. I dropped that banner, and now I click on what did I just miss? Yes. Chai Sarchi is wild. That's right. I mean, that's total commitment to like get the magic marker out. That's gonna last for a little bit. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. All All right. What are we doing? Yes, episode 3 of She-Hulk. So, Mr. C, what did you okay, we got another. Who was that good looking fanboy T with a great t-shirt?
So see, they're pretty breaking at the fourth in this show. Let me then pitch back and connect back to the first opening credits breaking of the fourth wall in episode 3 of She-Hulk. I'm laughing out of the gate at that. I think it's funny. I'm pretty sure she's, again, showing the behind the curtain that she takes her hands off the steering wheel and is just chatting narration. Like they could have clearly made the choice to keep. We need some hands on our steering wheel. She took her hands off the steering wheel. So I just thought that was like, again, an extra nuance to put in some extra comedy. I appreciated the breaking of the fourth wall right out of the gate. What's your take on the earlier moments of the episode?
Yeah, so I didn't like this one. I I I I still will continue to watch this show. I will just like any of the other Disney Plus MCU shows, and it's like pizza. Even when it's not so great, it's still pizza. But this one was kind of the weakest of the 3 She-Hulk episodes that we've had thus far, and I feel like as the series progresses, the visual effects get a little bit more choppy, a little bit more rough. There is a video on Twitter of somebody who took a video of this thing, and if you have a high quality TV and you've got that motion smoothing thing, then it looks like total trash, which is what this person had done. You had the motion smoothing thing, which everybody should turn off on your TV so you get a better, truer picture. But yeah, with this one, the visual effects seemed a little bit rough. The jokes didn't always land, just like in the other previous 2 episodes. But I feel like the batting average may have been a little bit lower here. But I think this is kind of it's getting its stride, or its model, where it is supposed to be the sitcom show. It is supposed to be, incorporating the rest of the supporting cast. So you have a more robust ensemble kind of thing. So that I do get and I appreciate. But yeah, the visual effects kind of rough. Not all the jokes landed, and some of the story elements, yeah. All right, I'm just going to roll with it. But it's okay. It's okay. And to your point about the breaking of the fourth wall, yeah, I get it. It's not a model that I particularly like. That's kind of why I don't like the Deadpool franchise, which may be blasphemy, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh, wait, and from the chat, the Mandarin adds, yeah, try to give it another go, and it's still a thumbs down for me, boys. Yeah, and I get that. Yeah, where the heck's the twin?
Oh, that was a lot.
Wait, my part's on the wrong side.
It's tough to get oriented from the mirror business.
I gotta get a new weave going here, man. It's not going in good.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh man. So of course I have to respect Mandarin's read on this and your read on this. Like, so is this maybe they need to hire Chai-Star G to be on their comedy writing squad to elevate the comedy. So it's not that the jokes landed that well with me, but it's also that it's not that they didn't land. I took them in stride as mid-level, mid-level, lighthearted engagement, and I was good with it. I again, not the funniest stuff in the world to me, but funny enough that the other DA that she used to work with, and so then they have an Asgardian theme and the shape-shifting. I had never heard of Megan the Stallion, so that's completely an unknown real-life person to me, so that was a bit interesting to incorporate her into the show. The Asgardian shapeshifter, I had no knowledge of that character before. So again, not tough light, but good enough to keep me amused for 30 minutes and change. So I was on board with it in that regard.
Yeah, these episodes are bare bones, right? It's 30 minutes of entertainment. They're about there's not much, fat on this channel, right? You just sort of plows through whether the jokes work or not. It just keeps on going and going and going, and it's fine. I liked, and actually the fourth wall thing kind of threw me off a bit, but I liked you've got the genre at play here, right? You've got the twos the two, you got the two stories, right? You got the two legal stories happening. You've got the Emil Blonsky story, and then the Dennis Dennis story as well, and then they cross over, and then right in that moment that it crosses over, Jen Walters breaks that fourth wall and says, "Oh, look at the crossover!" Right? Yeah. So,
Yeah, that I found really funny.
yeah, I think it's fine, and this is kind of what all of these sitcom type of shows, these type of legal procedural bits or medical bits, where you've got the two separate stories, and then somehow they either they come together, or there's some kind of duality message that that comes out of it, and it's fine. I I know who Megan Thee Stallion is, and I thought it was funny when they have the end credit scene. I thought it was a humorous. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
So prior to the end credit scene, let me say, putting Jen Walters on the stand to just roast her the other guy from the DA's office. I really liked that. I mean, that comedy for that brief segment of comedy that completely landed with me. And then as far as the action comedy, then she goes home at night and then she's getting jumped by it's like a lower tier of the Wrecking Crew. That I don't know if I didn't check IMDb if they named each of the characters, but for sure the one of them got referred to as Thunderball. And that's the thing about the Wrecking Crew. They have enchanted weapons, as Guardian enchanted. Oh, get out of here. Look at that.
I could play this game a little bit.
Yes,
yeah. Yeah, so it's fine. They've incorporated the Wrecking Crew. I had not previously heard of them. It seems like a slightly different take than the comic origins from what I've read, but it's cool. It's cool that they're able to incorporate these perhaps side characters into the MCU in some fashion.
Nice pull on the cover there, pal. I'm into that. And then combat-wise, I specifically enjoyed that she smashed their faces together. I mean, Hulk smash, take their two faces, smash them together, and then they scurried away rather quickly. So good. Not a serious battle fight sequence, but some good action comedy fight sequence there.
That's some kind of airplane above us there, Mr. C.
Oh, that plane's moving really fast to move by me and be in earshot of you also at the same time. That's really something.
So, yeah, I think, though, I've been wondering, where is this show going to go? Is it going to, with the fourth wall bit, we talked about it last episode, right? Is it going to be a monster of the week show, where they've got a different character, a different cameo, and actually she breaks the fourth wall and says it's not going to be that kind of show. But 3 episodes in, you've got Blonsky, you've got Wong, you got Bruce Banner. So yeah, maybe it is going to be that show, but it's all about the She-Hulk. So I'll be fine if this is the approach that they continue with for the rest of the series. I think there's a lot of humorous takes of it. And yes, thank you, Junkyard. Yes, Megan Thee Stallion. Yes, thank you. It's a little, yeah. But, yeah, I thought it was, I thought for that bit to incorporate the celebrity, that was cool. And again, that end credits bit was, to me humorous. I thought it was funny.
Well, Junkyard's been forever scouting out the musical talent back from the earliest days, so some things never change. That's all I got to say on that one. But I had never even heard of, nor had any knowledge of Megan the Stallion.
I don't know. So I don't know on that one.
I'll just go yes. I'll just go yes. Savage
Very
is
nice.
savage.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so I'm looking quickly at my notes here. Yeah, yeah. I don't have a lot to say on this particular episode.
Froze. You're currently frozen.
Oh no, am I frozen?
Oh, now we're back. Oh, you're okay. So while you're checking notes, let me say we had previously considered who was going to be the ultimate big bad, and there may not yet be any kind of a big bad coming. Again, I don't see Jen squaring off against Abomination. Titania has yet to return since her 30-second blip entry in episode 1, and so episode 3 again. Let's see in 4, 5, and 6 if we have any better formulation of what the big boss or the final ultimate villain will be. There may be no ultimate villain at all. They might just keep it more on the comedy and legal procedural side of things.
Well, there is a reference to a big bad when the Wrecking Crew tries to jump She-Hulk, Jen Walters. One of them appears to have a syringe and it breaks, right? Because she's She-Hulk. But it seems like somebody is trying to take the blood of Jen Walters. And we know from the first episode or from the Incredible Hulk movie that it's actually pretty easy to become the Hulk somehow, right? It's as simple as getting in contact with the Hulk's blood. So that it does seem very strange to me, right? If somebody were to somehow get access to their blood or break skin, it's a biological danger. So could we end up with a series with a bunch of Hulks? Is this how we get to Planet Hulk? Don't know.
Maybe.
Don't know.
Time will tell.
But if there's one thing that I do like about it is so I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. Even though there are some story issues I feel with this thing, even though not everything's going to land, I appreciate them doing something different. I appreciate them truly diving into that sitcom type of take, trying this type of format. I appreciate that kind of gutsiness in doing this, and I also appreciate I'm struggling for the word, but the presence or the attention to, they attack the kind of misogynist type of interpretation of She-Hulk, right? And it was they have in that beginning montage of the why is everything female or all that, and so they attack that right from the get-go. And so there's a presence, or there's a awareness is the word I'm looking at for. There's an awareness that they've got in this thing that it's cool. I like it. I like the take that they've got.
I'll say the vehicle of the attack is the comedic deconstruction of it. Let's roast it. Let's make fun of it. I'll make this comparison. Mel Brooks, his position is to depower Hitler or the after effects of Hitler. One needs to humiliate and continue to make fun of Hitler. So there's a general similarity to the Mel Brooks strategy and the current Disney Plus Marvel Studios strategy.
Wow, there you go. Wow, like that take. How old were you when you saw Blazing Saddles?
Oh, hey. I don't know. Maybe, not while we were first primary grade hanging out together. So I'll play in bits and pieces later grade school.
Oh, I saw it on Betamax whenever it came out, and I didn't understand what the heck was going on. And then when I saw it again older, I thought, oh my goodness, what? It's pretty gutsy stuff in it. But wow. All right. So anything else that we should talk about with She-Hulk?
Looking forward to episode 4 again. Mandarin's got a fair point. You've got a fair point. This is not the ultimate, not the top most entertaining stuff, but it's working for me. So again, let's see episode 4, 5, and 6 what comes to pass.
Yeah, and let me temper my comment. Again, with the pizza analogy, that one's probably not fair. Overall, it's still a good show. It is a good show. It is an entertaining show. It's creative. I like Tatiana Maslany as a actor. I think there's a lot of potential here. Oh, am I frozen again? Am I frozen? I'm frozen, aren't I?
No, you're totally fluid.
Okay. Everything just sort of froze on.
Bizarro Fanboy G was frozen. Real Fanboy G is fluid in motion.
So the actor I like, and there's a lot of potential. Oh, I want to ask you something here. Two things. I'm all over the place here. Two things. There's a comment that She-Hulk was rejected by the Avengers. Do you think that's actually the case? Is that actually a thing, or was that just gossip being made up? And do you think that's actually going to be what
I'm glad
happens?
you brought that up, because for the actual MCU, I can't say. So I would figure that's just supposed to be. I'm in the wrong book here. Random gossipy, showing that don't believe everything you read, don't believe everything you see on the news. But again, going back to last time we dived into the 9th installment of the Marvel Universe. So here we are in issue 1, Marvel Universe, and here's the Avengers page entry as drawn by John Byrne. And again, I get my orientation right for the camera.
There you go.
Here she comes. Here she comes.
There we are.
Right there. Episode 221. She's joined. She's in. So I can only speak for the data I have confirmed in front of me. But again, I would think that's not a red herring, but that's a boomerang or a zigzag plot thread that they're trying to establish. And then, let me go ahead and pitch your other question, but then I'll have a question for you.
Well, I'm going to believe that, yes, knowing that part, that it was just gossip, baseless, for the purposes of showing, the celebrity, the building celebrity of Jen Walters. So I'm going to believe that. The other part is, it's a comment. One of the things that felt very rough for me in this episode is the notion that Wong did this, broke him out for Kumite, which I know from Bloodsport is this fight thing. So okay, but and then he's late for the parole hearing, which is not explained at all. And then
Sorcerer Supreme, you're busy, man. You got a lot on your Google Calendar if you're Sorcerer Supreme. And your Chandler's Notebook, it's jam-packed full of top-notch events.
I guess.
It was a suspense builder. Is Wong going to show? Is Wong not going to show? How is Jen going to win this case, if not for her lead witness?
Yeah. And then
if it didn't work for you, it didn't work for you. I'm just saying that's...
No, I get it. I get it. And then in order for Blonsky to get parole, he has to admit that Wong has to admit that he committed a crime, and then boom, he's out.
Well, how are you going to? Okay, so where did Wong commit his crime? In the United States. So, but is Wong a U.S. citizen? When you're the Sorcerer Supreme, you're pretty tough to pin down. So there you go.
I'm pretty sure there's not diplomatic immunity for this guy from Carmitage.
Portals, baby, portals.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That just for other types of legal shows, there's maybe a little bit more nuance, a little bit more creativity maybe in how it's executed. This was fine, a little superficial, but it was fine. I think they can go in some interesting directions if maybe the writing were to improve. But it's still a good show. It's still a good show. All right.
let's get Mandarin right here, right quick. And then,
Oh yeah.
Mandarin. I'm the most ineffective bouncer of all because if I was any kind of semi-legitimate bouncer, I wouldn't have Bizarro Fanboy G dancing all around behind me here. But I appreciate the reference to the. Let me do a quick pan around. Lights going.
We'll go to the one shot.
One shot. We got the curtain over there. We go this way. If I go this way, well, yeah, there's some other stuff too. But yeah, I don't want to just wash it out in the darkness of night here. So, Fanboy G, real Fanboy G, not Bizarro Fanboy G. Here's my question to you. Let's return to Marvel Universe, the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Volume 1, Issue 1. Who is, and here, okay, let's zero in there. Who is the very first entry of all the Marvel Universe in this book?
Well, I've got a problem here because Angel is right there, so I would think Angel, but oh wait, it says Abomination on there. If I only read.
So here in the very first page, there's Abomination. So historically, in the Ed Norton, I don't believe it was the Eric Bana in the Ed Norton Hulk. They didn't give him his amphibian-like ears, and from what I've seen, or maybe they even did it when he transformed in this episode. He did have the amphibian-like ears, but I just also wanted to note that Blonsky says right there, Yugoslavian citizen. So at the time of the Marvel Handbook, Yugoslavia existed as a nation. We know that's not the case anymore. And we know in the MCU, he's billed as Russian-born, British-raised operative. So that was just some interesting juxtapositions or translations from the page to the screen. Here he is in the background. This might not be the best art rendering of him, kind of hunched. Well, you got to fit in a lot of characters, but he's kind of gargoyle-ish in his ways right there.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, and I should bring out. I don't have it right by me, but I do have the Marvel Legends Abomination figure. I picked it up. All right, I assembled the Build-A-Figure because of his appearance in Shang-Chi. Yeah, all right. So I was going to introduce yet another criticism of the episode, but I'm fine. I look forward to seeing where the rest of the series goes, and we'll ride the adventure together. All right. So should we talk about our next bit here?
Our next topic. We had a certain request toward the very end of last episode. That request came from Mr. Jim Campbell. So here we go now, entering Campbell's corner, entering Campbell's kitchen, entering Campbell's curiosity, Campbell's contemplation. Time to talk. Right. Yes. Right. And Mandarin, we appreciate having you along for the ride. Oh boy. So, Batgirl, what is the deal with Warner Brothers and Batgirl?
Yeah, no, so this was the question that, so appreciate you with the setup there. We haven't talked about this. We haven't done much in the sphere of like news or other type of updates, but yeah, let's talk about this. Oh, and hello to Blue Sasquatch. Our next topic is sharks.
Hold on, welcome back, Blue Sasquatch. I was trying to mute because I got a plane overhead right now. I don't think Blue Sasquatch is on that plane. Blue, it's been a minute. We're happy to have you back around. Good sharks. We'll get to some. Are we talking about the Warner Brother executive sharks, or we're speaking actual sharks in the water? Blue. We'll figure it all out. Okay.
All right. Okay. Open up a can of Campbell's.
Campbell's kitchen. We got Campbell's soup in Campbell's corner.
All right. Yes. Okay. Yes. We gotta get your cup. We gotta figure out how to make cups.
No.
All right.
I would have to let. Oh no. No.
We are all over the.
Hang on. I'm gonna trade here a minute.
Oh no. All right. This we're out of control right here.
Fanboy Cantina.
What? Yes. Oh no! What? What are you doing?
Next
What?
level, Fanboy G.
No!
Unibrow, Wizzo mustache.
What?
For all you guys that don't know,
Uh-huh.
from Bozo Circus, Wizzo was a character, and I think I think this on my face next week. So let's go.
Oh
You can't
man.
pull my
It's
back.
kind of cool to be back over here on the side. How about that?
Is there like drinking going on over there? Oh man. All right. We are out of control. All right.
Today's
So
segment is sponsored by
okay.
Campbell's Chunky.
Oh boy.
Because Jim Campbell, you ain't chunky, but you brought the Let's Go soup time, brother.
Oh boy. All right. Let's talk about the Batgirl. All right. So Batgirl was to have starred Leslie Grace along with Brendan Fraser, Michael Keaton, a straight to HBO Max movie, and they pulled the plug in the shakeup happening over at Warner Brothers Discovery. The Batgirl was canceled. And even though it was near completion, right? There was not a final product, from my understanding, but it was near completion. And for that matter, what was the other thing? Scoob, the holiday Scoob episode, that was also near completion, as I understand it, and they pulled the plug on that. And on top of it all, so just to add some of the graphics, they stripped down a lot of content. So among them, they took down 200 Sesame Street episodes, along with a number of movies that were available to HBO Max and other animated series, product from the Cartoon Network, and they're gone. And presumably for the purpose of reducing their spend on the residuals that are paid to the people who worked on these things. And it's really unfortunate. It's sad. I was looking forward to seeing the Batgirl movie, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be ever potentially seeing the light of day because of the tax break that WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, wanted to take. And so in the structure, what it means, from what I understand, it's just gone. It's just gone. It can never be used. It's a one-time write down that they can do as part of the acquisition because of the merger. And so the way that they did it is they just take the loss. They're able to take the tax benefit from it, and it's just out, and it's just vaporized. Yeah, it's almost, well, maybe, so it's a terrible look. I've done a lot of talking. What do you think, Mr. C, about the Batgirl disappearance?
Where does one even start in this multi-layered complexity? I feel I'm at a disadvantage to evaluate the actual quality of the Batgirl movie because I haven't seen it. So then I also feel I'm at a disadvantage to critique or comment on the decision to cancel. Blue, I'm not even sure right now. You could get with this, or you could get with that.
Yeah, go with
Blue,
that
at
one.
this point, I'm not even sure. I did reload the coffee, Blue, per your notes. This is the ice cube coffee format into the glass. So there is on some channel, I don't know the name of the channel, there's about a 10 or 11 minute feature of some raw footage of Batgirl. So in other words, not what the final product was supposed to be. It's showing and working out the stunts or rehearsing a sequence of piloting the Batgirl motorcycle, then jumping over or doing a tuck and roll, then going over the squad car, then going over a fence, and then there's some bits of whether it was the stunt person or Brendan Fraser himself operating the flamethrowers of Firefly. So I did take a look at that, trying to piece things together, but that's not. I mean, that's about 10 minutes of unedited material. So that is not even helping me figure out would I have wanted to see the movie or not see the movie? So again, I'm going to. I know Kevin Smith was speaking or critiquing from the point of a director who felt it's valid that the actors and directors and the entire production crew, it would be fair to them if their work would be published as was the original intent. So there's an argument to go with that. And however, if we're going to look at Dan Merle, his YouTube channel, which we're amateur hobbyists, as we keep saying. Dan Merle is a pro, and his data include, and I know you have some data to come to in a minute, but he was like on the financials, the merger between WB and Discovery. So there's one on the corporate level. There's a lot of complexities and dollar signs and things that I don't understand. But then even within the WB culture, right? So there was the plan to cultivate the Snyderverse, and now we have some remnants or pieces of the Snyderverse in Aquaman, Momoa, and in Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, and then Ben Affleck is out, but then Ben Affleck is back in. So it's this amorphous, ever-changing, mysterious thing. It's even a greater mystery than which of the fanboy G's is the real fanboy G.
That's true. All right, so let's okay, it's all now. Well, what am I gonna Sesame and Batgirl? My God, yeah, right. What the heck are we talking about? Could they have scrapped the Flash instead to get the see? I love that. And so that would have been my take. That one is a bigger budget film, and you've got a situation with Ezra Miller where Ezra is going through some serious issues. There's the the safety and security thing. There's a mother-daughter situation on a ranch or on a farm or something, and he was seemingly on the run from authorities. There's a lot.
Did you just say the Flash was on the run?
Yeah, I think I did. So I mean, Ezra Miller has some serious issues, and so this is actually a brilliant question, because I wonder about how does that impact the marketing and the situation for this film, along with the philosophical things or the ethical things of, if you have somebody who is this astray or perhaps criminal, and then going forward with taking that film to market, is that the right thing to do? And I don't know if it is. So my my call would have been actually exactly what Jim Campbell writes of scrapping the Flash. Now the problem with that then is same thing with like the Batgirl. All of that needs to be scorched, right? You gotta put all that away, incinerate it, and then you can't use it again. Now it seems as though they need to take that film, the Flash film, to be able to justify the multiverse, right? The multiverse thing, and that's why Michael Keaton was able to mysteriously somehow reappear in this. Although it seems like the ramifications are that they're reshooting it. They're going to take Michael Keaton Batman out and put back Ben Affleck Batman. Which is unfortunate. I thought it was an interesting thing to bring back the Michael Keaton Batman, but looks like who knows?
So that basically, I think that's uncharted territory. Is Keaton totally out now and done, or will there be another time and venue and place and production to feature Keaton? And maybe you're going to see Keaton and Affleck in the same screen at the same time in a multiverse kind of a way. But it's a long list of questions, of unanswered questions that we have here.
Yeah, no, that's right. And so I agree with C here. Yeah, Ezra Miller is a hot mess. Yeah, it's just it's a terrible situation, and I wonder about So Glengarry Glen Ross, total tangent. So Glengarry Glen Ross is one of my favorite movies. I think the performances are brilliant. I will watch that movie and just be captivated end to end. If I happen to catch it midstream or something like that, I will stop and continue to watch that movie. I just love the performances. I love the David Mamet style. There's a lot that I love about it, but Kevin Spacey is in it. He's in there for a little bit. He's not um, he's not one of the predominant characters, but he is in the movie. And so I haven't seen it in a while, or it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's kind of unfortunate that he's in that movie after all of the things that have come to light about him. So, I can't speak in absolutes that I'm not going to watch The Flash, but it is going to be kind of a churning, kind of a stomach churning thing of like, can I get comfortable with that?
Yeah. Complicated as all can be.
Yeah. And so just maybe to flip up some of the imagery here. So, it's really unfortunate for, as you said, for the talent that worked on this. I mean, people had spent months of their lives on this film. And, when you have choices, between different projects or different opportunities, people make it a choice to, take time out of their lives and invest it into this movie. And so you've got the directors who did such a fabulous job with Ms. Marvel, and their work product will not be shown. And, Leslie Grace, at least for now, will, has that. I'm not going to say it's a stain or anything. It's just that, she had worked on something that didn't come to fruition. So it's unfortunate because she could have done like anything else with her time. It's not just about getting paid. It's about where these platforms, take you. So she could have done some other project and that would have seen at least the light of day. And I feel really bad for that talent. And, I think there's a taint that's going to come here. Like, why would anybody work with Warner Brothers Discovery knowing that any of their work product might just get incinerated or shelved? It's going to have an inevitable chilling effect to the advantage of Netflix, Apple, other platforms.
And prior to this, there was that issue of the day and date. So historically, the movie would be released at the theater, and
Right.
now with a streaming
Right.
service, the game has changed. So the previous Warner Brothers regime had decided to emphasize the HBO Max channel, and so at the same date of theatrical release, you were having day and date was the terminology release on HBO Max. So clearly, some people are going to stay home and not go to the theater.
Sure.
So then you're going to not have the same box office results. And so then regime change. And so now it's again, it's so complicated and so layered and so compounded with so many variables. And then if I can bridge this point, going back to Michael Keaton Batman to the sequel, McDonald's felt that the Tim Burton iteration depiction of the Penguin was not fitting for Happy Meal product placement. So now by comparison, for Danny DeVito to have been a creepy looking penguin, but to have, as far as we know, a clean record in his personal life off screen. So whether Campbell lands on a really significant question and point with that, how can McDonald's or anybody market or do promo connections? I mean, you can't sell gym shoes for any brand. You can't sell energy drink, at least not until the whole Ezra Miller life crisis, which is funny. Not funny, but quirky funny, because DC refers to Infinite Crisis and Crisis on Infinite Earths and Identity Crisis, and DC continues to reuse the term crisis. So now, unfortunately, here's Ezra Miller in the middle of a life crisis, which is having and I'm not excusing his behavior, or I'm not excusing the behavior of Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
but it's having a negative impact on so many things.
Right. Yeah. No. And this is again, Jim Campbell with the right question: is Ezra's behavior going to prevent us from enjoying the movie? And I don't know. Right. And it will. And I understand that there is the apology tour or whatever, right? That Ezra is trying to mount here, or at least the studio is trying to mount. But we read the news, right? We saw what was happening with Ezra Miller, and I guess there's an atonement or something that could be done to perhaps try to change hearts and minds, but that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be really hard. C asks, is it a coincidence that Kevin Smith's Strange Adventures got axed by DC after he was outspoken about scrapping Batgirl?
I'm going to say probably not. I'm going to say we're in the same general age as Kevin Smith, and as I feel I'm getting, not a little sensitive in my age to certain things, I would say exponentially Kevin Smith is way more sensitive than anybody I know in my real life. So given that he has the emotional sensitivity that he does, that's a natural reaction for him after his cancellation to double. I believe he would have taken that position already, but let's say it caused him to double down on his position. Excellent question.
Yeah. I mean, we won't ever know. We won't ever know. But yeah, it didn't seem like there was that much content about Strange Adventures to begin with. So who knows how far that one had progressed, and if their cash situation is as dire as it seems to be, then probably suspending projects is where they have to be, where WBD has to be. Oh yeah, and Will Blue Sasquatch adds, yeah, Will Smith's adventure got axed as well. And that's, you see, and there that one's actually interesting because there's there does seem to be a double standard that's happening here of somehow Ezra Miller is able to still have the Flash progress, but Will Smith, after the Chris Rock incident, after the Oscars incident, he's got an issue with Netflix and other platforms. It's striking, the double standard. Agreed. So it seems. Right. And then we got a lot of comments. No, I love Doom Patrol and Titans say it ain't so. Take that. Why work with HBO? See, so now this is a problem. See, with the DC platforms, there's nowhere else to go. It's the same. It's the same franchise, right? So you can't escape it. It's just that these things will. It's at Warner Brothers Discovery's whim about what happens with these DC properties, and and again, so what I says, there's kind of an asterisk. It's not this one has been so public that hopefully that it doesn't have an issue, but it's really unfortunate, especially with the remark that CEO Zaslav had said of, just didn't meet their standards. Yet there's also the competing factoid or allegation that it performed the same in test screenings as Black Adam, but Black Adam is still progressing with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There's some screwiness there, and hopefully it doesn't result in that asterisk. Okay. And it's the old can you separate the art from the artist question? I can't. Well, I respect that. I have an issue with trying to separate the two here. But again, I want to be cautious of speaking in absolutes. I can't say with certainty that I will not see the Flash whenever it comes out. But it's not something that I'm eager to see at the moment or I'm rushing out to see.
And let me say, I can only approach the question of separate the art from the artist, and right, everybody's got to choose their own position or continue to evolve their own position on that. Musicians, professional athletes, people on small screen or big screen, it gets complicated.
Oh, sure. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So last few things that I'll throw up here on the screen. I it's really unfortunate what's happening with the DC, franchise. It does seem completely rudderless. Uh, Things don't seem connected. There could be a justification for that. I mean, like with the Joker, which I did not enjoy, but I can appreciate as a property. You could justify that. The freedom of doing these disparate stories. You could do that, but it does seem like instead they're trying to force fit their stuff into becoming their own MCU, but can't figure out how to get off the starting blocks. And because their cash situation appears to be so dire, that is leading to these decisions on what to move ahead with and stuff to reshoot and whatever else, or take it in a different direction. But it does seem completely rudderless and a mess. Oh yeah, and so then this is I think the most disturbing part. So when WBD had their investor day presentation, somebody created a slide. This is somebody's slide over at WBD, and the notion of somebody allowing this to be produced, of saying that with HBO Max, it's a male skew, scripted, lean in, appointment viewing, home of fandoms, and then this other Discovery Plus, female skew, unscripted, lean back, comfort viewing, home of genre dumbs. I mean, in 2022, somebody should have said something of, don't ever produce a slide like that, or for one. And then also, how offensive is this line of thinking? It's just ridiculous. And then also, right, with this home of, I'm trying to taking down the things so I could do the air quotes, home of fandoms business. They canceled DC Fandom, which they've done for the past like 2 years. So so much for that whole fandoms things, when they just what is going on? And before you comment here, just one last slide. And so this is the other slide that got a lot of airtime. And so they've broken down kind of what they view as the global powerhouse. And, it's like DC is one of many, or every, the problem with slides is that everything seems equally weighted when you lay things out like this. But what I have read about their finances is that the Discovery Plus programming of 90 Day Fiance and the like, those are the networks that they have, particularly like TBS and TNT and Discovery and the like. That's like half the revenue, but then but the majority of their profits, actually. And so that's why they are leaning into things like the 90 Day Fiance universe. So imagine that, it's just sort of like the deep dive of these reality TV stuff, which are, cheaper to produce, yet it gets people's eyeballs. So if the cash situation is as dire as it seems to be, then from a pure, focus on shareholder value kind of thing, you can understand where Zaslav is making the choices. But then the consequences, the things that folks were looking forward to, or people had respected about HBO Max, including myself, just get evaporated, and that's really unfortunate.
And of course, just when he finished is when the next plane is coming.
Of course,
here we won't be too much longer in the summer studio, so the planes won't be an issue in the coming months. But planes are going to plane. Flyers are going to fly. Yeah, the slide is it's a sales pitch for if you're gonna make omelets, you got to break some eggs. If you're gonna clean up the mess, then it's still gonna be messy during the cleanup until you get a decent corner of the environment squared away. And this is not Campbell's corner is clear cut and good to go. Zaslav's corner, however, he's got an unending pile of
Yeah.
froze,
No.
or did you go into the other guy?
No. I don't know if you froze or I froze. I couldn't tell what was going on.
Okay.
But yeah. Zaslav seems to be making some hard and tough choices, and what it seems to show. So this is their stock price, and if you invested at the peak at what 79 and change, that current stock price of $13, that's going to sting. And so for all the announcements that he had made, that's not showing up in their market cap. It's not showing up in the stock price. It's not a good look. And wow, this is the most amount of finance we've ever talked about on the show, huh? Let's not make this a regular segment.
Okay.
But
well, that's what happens when you let Campbell control the content. Come on.
That's right. Well, so what? Okay, so are we closer to a Batman Beyond movie? DC has to move super forward and leave Flash and Batman behind.
I'd like to believe so, Jim. Only it's continuing murky and confusion, and so among the cancellations were the Wonder Twins movie. So maybe this isn't the right time and place. Maybe you want to establish first Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, the Manhunter from Mars, and then work your way into your Booster Golds and your Blue Beetles and your Wonder Twins. Maybe it was going to be really great, but it's really hard to say. Just same bad time, same bad channel. We got to stay tuned to the updates coming from Warner Brothers and Discovery.
And other question, how about some good news away from DC, back to Marvel? Did you hear about Oscar Isaac and Mohamed Diab were seen in Cairo, not the one in Illinois, for Moon Knight Season 2? Yes, I saw I thought it was actually a while ago where there was a posting on Instagram where they were seemingly on the Nile together in a boat of some kind. So I'm going to say that I was still not a big fan of Moon Knight, but it was a fine enough show. It's a fine enough show. And I would like to see a season 2.
Who's a real big Moon Knight fan right around here?
Yeah. No, it's good news. It's good news, and it seems like Marvel's got the formula. They've got the Disney budget. They've got the resources. They can figure out how to knock it out. Even when they have a miss, they've got enough volume where they can take enough swings and still do well. So yeah. Oh, and what else? Oh, I have not seen this. So today was National Cinema Day for the $3 movie showings. I didn't realize that AMC was also participating. So I tried to see, could I see Bullet Train or Super Pets, but the theaters were completely booked. Have you seen the Super Pets movie, Mr. C?
I have yet to. I would like to at some point, so I hope to make that happen. But before Campbell starts pinning me down to that I still haven't seen Thor yet, so now as Zaslav's jobs are stacked, so too are my viewing tasks stacked.
Well, and so that actually, so we didn't talk about this, but I put this banner up. What else are you watching? There is like a lot of content, and I feel like I can never catch up. I am embarrassed. I have not seen The Sandman yet, which I feel real bad about. I have not seen the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, the Amazon series, which just came out, I think, yesterday. I have not seen that. I did see The Samaritan. Have you seen this yet?
I didn't even hear of it. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of it. I know nothing.
So The Samaritan is on Amazon Prime Video, and it stars Sylvester Stallone. It is based on a comic, I believe.
Oh, I have heard of it. I lied.
Okay, so it's like a screenplay that turned into a graphic novel that turned into a movie or something along those lines. It's fine. It's fine. I enjoyed myself. If you think too hard, it's not a great movie, but it's fine. It's worth a watch. Have you seen anything else, Mr. C?
Well, let me in a second, but here comes Mandarin pulling that Jim Campbell level. All the audience keeping us accountable for that which we have got, the business that's as yet unattended to. Okay, Mandarin, we owe you some. Have you seen it,
Mandarin's
Mandarin?
right.
What's your read on it? Because I haven't even gotten to it yet. I was about to say I'm not going to get there, but if the people call for the viewing, then the call must be answered. And then here's Mandarin's other. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Or valid read, Mandarin. So at the request, at the acknowledgement of Junkyard, I took a look at the first episode of. Oh man, come on, the Neil Gaiman, the Sandman.
The Sandman, yes.
The Sandman's starting to sprinkle around my brain here, and I'm starting
to
decompose here in a mental capacity kind of a way. But so I thought it was well shot. I thought it was well done. I would need a second viewing of episode 1 before I move on to episode 2 to pick up on the complexity. So apart from that, I haven't. Here comes another plane. I haven't really watched much of anything, but. Mandarin.
Oh boy.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it.
Mandarin said chest pump bro to chest RG.
Right. Very nice. Very nice.
So have you watched other stuff, or I got something that's not watched, but the question right now is what has been watched?
Okay. So I on a plane, I saw Stand By Me 2, which is a Doraemon cartoon, a Japanese anime cartoon. I didn't really like it that much. I don't know anything really about the Doraemon character. I remember seeing episodes on Betamax, but it was all in Japanese, so I didn't really understand what was going on. But this one was subtitled in my viewing, and it does have a good soft heart to it at times. But what is it? The Nobito character is awfully whiny and unlikable. So I didn't like that movie too much. I did see Dog, starring Channing Tatum, and so if you've seen any Dog movie, you have seen this movie. But it's fine. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable stuff. I did like that. And earlier this week, I saw RoboCop 2014. Or it's not called RoboCop 2014, but the reboot of RoboCop, and I gotta say it wasn't that bad. It's not good. The visual effects are a little bit rough at times. It lacks all of the humor of the original RoboCop movies, but it was fine. I like that enough. Yeah, so that's what I've been watching.
All right, so for Blue Sasquatch's comment, been watching. I've seen maybe the briefest trailer of Young Sheldon, so I don't really have a flavor for the flavor. I don't have a cultivated taste of it yet. But again, going back to however many months ago it was that either Blue or Mandarin, I'm sorry guys, I can't remember which of you suggested a watch along, and we have not done that yet. But Blue, if you could, when you get a minute, look back at our previous episode to the first weekend of August. We crowded the boxes here. We had J-Spy and Crafter, and so Mandarin and Blue Sasquatch. It would be great to have you guys on the screen in another box, and then there's nothing wrong with using the chat, but to have you guys be able to live comment on stuff, that we would appreciate that. That would be great if you guys are interested in that.
Sadly, watching it's just for you fellas. Yeah,
That's
all right.
awesome.
Yeah.
So,
You
all right.
know,
So, in the other realms, besides the watching of things, and gee, I sent you the link for this right here.
Oh,
So,
yes.
don't let that 25-cent marker up there fool you. So, as we're in the Fanboy Cantina Summer Studio, also known as the Gilligan Hut, also known as the Tiki Hut. So, horror is my only interest or genre of topic. So this is a great volume here of the Oceanic Arts Company, which is just closed, the Godfathers of Tiki, as you can see. So this is like I've been reading. I mean, this is a history book. This is a documentary book. This is going into how am I on the same page again? I got all these pages in the book and I land on the same page twice. So it gives the history of these two gentlemen who founded Oceanic Arts, and from back in their time in the 50s, they wanted to be more authentic, and so they took a trip for months and went to different Polynesian islands, different Pacific islands, and learned from the actual artisans there about the different themes and techniques in carving. And so as these guys would through the California area for different tiki themed restaurants, or different tiki bars, or different apartment complexes, and then on to working with Disney and designing stuff and building stuff that's at the different Disney locations. So it's a combination of it's a story of two guys who come up across their years and across their decades and establish themselves in this interesting mixture of genuine, what I would call a genuine appreciation of an art style, and they endeavored to be authentic in it, and they created a culture and a community around their business. So that's cool. What I've been reading instead of watching, and I'm all in on this volume.
Very nice, very nice. All right, I know we're over the hour mark. I'm going to add one thing that I've been watching, and it was today.
Thing, and then we're going to be in an hour 30. But go ahead.
All right, one quick thing. If you haven't seen it yet, hopefully they're going to save it so everybody can watch it. But there was a Taylor Hawkins tribute concert that was aired on YouTube earlier today. It was started at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. The event happened in Wembley Stadium, and the concert went for I think 5 hours, and it was just a mind-blowing experience. There was you had from the get-go, I think Liam Gallagher doing the vocals with the Foo Fighters, but then you also had Rush, Metallica, folks from or Stuart Copeland from the Police, Paul McCartney showed up. It was just this who's who of rock and history, and it's an emotional watch too, because it's in memory of Taylor Hawkins, and at the very end, his 16-year-old son, is on the drums, and it's just a crazy. Amazing show. And yeah, exactly. Jim Campbell saw it apparently. Yeah, the Foo Kids are scary talented. I need to rewatch because I caught the very end where his daughter does a piece, and so I want to watch the whole thing. It's just fabulous. So if you like rock music, then it's definitely a must see. You'll love it. It's got to be one of the best concerts I've seen in recent memory. Oh yes, and thank you. Yes, and Nandy Bushnell, I think, on the drums. That's another great video to watch on YouTube, where during the pandemic, Nandy, she's like 12. She is 12 years old, and she challenges Dave Grohl to this drum off, and actually got to play with the Foo Fighters in Madison Square Garden. She's phenomenal. So yeah, must watch. That's my must watch. Yeah, if you're gonna watch anything, you don't have to watch Dog or the Doraemon movie or the whatever else I rattled off, but watch that one. It's just it's the best thing that I've seen in a while.
All right, so as we start to do the wind down now,
Yeah.
if Blue Sasquatch or if Mandarin or if the both of them were to accept our invitation, how would they make contact? At what email address would they do business with us at?
So it's the Fanboy Cantina at gmail.com address. And yeah, so that's just as simple as that. Just reach out. And actually, that reminds me, Mr. C, please text me tomorrow if I still have not done it yet, because I probably will not have. There's that intro email that I gotta do with a certain YouTuber, and I feel real bad about it. So please kick me in the pants so I make sure to do it.
All I'll say for right now is yes.
Yes.
and I'll say no more. Hey, again, it's been a fun night. Again, there's the content, and then there's the community, and so good to see Blue Sasquatch come back. Good to see Mandarin around. Good to have Campbell around throwing us.
Yeah, try it again. It's just Fanboy Cantina, and there's no like space or anything like that. Just.
But he's got the LOL in there. Gee, he's talking about his coffee.
Yes, and love them. All right, yeah, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, all right. Well, and what I liked about this one, Mr. C, is that the past 10 minutes are kind of like what we talk about after we wrap up this thing. So
here, I'll be real quick.
Oh, no.
Mandarin speaking about anonymity. Mandarin. Mandarin, you could always rock one of these, and then we'd never see your face at all.
Geez.
All right, it might be a little uncomfortable to get through a whole episode wearing this bad boy Mandarin, but I guarantee you we couldn't figure you out if you got that thing on your head.
I got a bit of claustrophobia. I don't think that thing's going to work out.
I didn't say for you. I said for Mandarin.
Okay. All right. Well, this one has been yet another wild one, Mr. C.
All right.
And
yes,
bizarre.
It's been a tremendous episode. Wonderful to be here. I created a circle with my hands. Ooh,
I'm so
magical. I kind of look like Tony Stark for a little bit here. Okay.
Let's pull the plug already.
Oh boy.
Not even this Blue Sasquatch inspired coffee is going to keep me right for much longer.
Yeah, we got problems. All right. Let's sign off. So for everybody watching, thank you so much for being here. It has been yet another wild one, and that's awesome. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you all for watching live, and if you're watching later, post in the chat because we do like to continue the conversation. Mr. C and Bizarro Fanboy G, it's been an honor.
Blue, tell us how to find your video, and we're good to check it out. Have a good night, everybody. Catch you next time at the Fanboy and the Bizarro Fanboy Cantina.
Right.
Oh, yeah, brother.
All right, I think we're done. All right, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.